We interrupt this theory video to bring you this special news bulletin. Zach, do the like do that thing. Zach, we had technical difficulties, and while we were having technical difficulties, you found a news story?
It's from George R. R. Martin's Not a Blog.
Okay.
So he did an entire blog post today, I think just like a couple hours ago, called A Winter Garden, describing his writing process for The Winds of Winter.
For the folks at home, I haven't seen this, so all of my reactions are going to be in real time.
Do you want me to just read like the whole thing or go through the highlights?
I don't know. I guess we're doing a different video now.
I mean, yeah. we could use this. I think this leads to a very good discussion. I want to read one part here that I think has me very excited.
Okay.
I've been at work in my winter garden. Things are growing and changing, as does with us gardeners. Things twist, things change, new ideas come to me. Thank you, Muse. Old ideas prove unworkable. I write, I rewrite, I restructure, I rip everything apart and rewrite again. I go through doors that lead nowhere and doors that open on marvels. Sounds mad, I know, but it's how I write. Always has been. Always
Objection.
Will be, for good or ill. Yeah.
I refuse to believe that George R. R. Martin is doing a crossover with the MCU. Continue.
That's like, they set that up in the new Doctor Strange, I thought.
Multiverse of brandness. Multiverse of brandness.
What I have noticed more and more of late, however, is my gardening is taking me further and further away from the television series. Yes, some of the things you saw on HBO and Game of Thrones you will also see in The Winds of Winter, though maybe not quite in the same ways. But much of the rest will be quite different. And really, when you think about it, this was inevitable. The novels are much bigger and much more complex than the series. Certain things that happen on HBO will not happen in the books, and vice versa. I have viewpoint characters in the books never seen on the show. Victorian Greyjoy, Arion Martell, Arrow Hota, John Condington, Aaron Damphair. They will all have chapters, and the things they do and say will impact the story and the major characters who are on the show. I have legions of secondary characters. Not point of views, but nonetheless important to the plot.
Objection, they are less important. Continue.
Lady Stoneheart, Young Griff, the Tattered Prince, Penny, Brown Ben Plum, the Shavepate, Marwyn the Mage, Darkstar, Jane Westerling. Some characters you saw in the show are quite different than the versions in the novels. Yara Greyjoy is not Asha Greyjoy. And HBO's Euron Greyjoy is way, 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 way different from mine. Quaithe still has a part to play. So does Rickon Stark.
Objection, yeah? Zach, tell me which finger this is that I'm drawing right now.
I don't know which one it is, but I know where it's going. Quaithe still has a part to play. So does Rickon Stark.
Yeah!
Jane Poole. And well, the list is long, and all this is why Winds is taking so long. This is hard, guys. Oh, and there'll be new characters as well. No new viewpoints, I promise you that. But with all these journeys and battles and schemings to come, inevitably our major players will be encountering new people in lands far and near. No new viewpoints. I wonder if that means like no people who haven't had POVs before, or just like no person who we've never met before showing up and being a viewpoint character. I guess there has to be new viewpoints for like the tradition of like people dying at the beginning of books and potentially at the end to come true, but that's just interesting that he said that specifically.
And didn't he say that there will be POV characters that we've never seen before earlier in the thing?
Earlier in the thing, he said their POV characters were never in the show.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
One thing I can say, though, in general terms, I will not be spoiling anything. Not all the characters who survived until the end of Game of Thrones will survive until the end of A Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh!
Not all the characters who died on Game of Thrones will die in A Song of Ice and Fire.
Say that
Some
again?
Some will, sure, of course. Maybe most, but definitely not all. Of course, I could change my mind again next week when I write, with the next chapter I write. That's gardening. In the ending, you will need to wait until I get there. A Some things will be the same, a lot will not. That's the big section I want to get to, but I do want to say at the end, he says, that's all I can tell you right now. I need to get back to the garden. Tyrion is waiting for me.
Wait, no, what did you skip? Tell us the stuff you skipped.
It was like one paragraph just saying, like, people will debate, like, whether the show or the books were better. And, like, George, fucking no, they're not.
There's not, George, there's not going to be any. I mean...
There's like, you could phone it in for the last 2 books. People are not going to debate. Like,
yeah,
you just have to put in, like, a C+ amount of effort on those last 2 books, and everybody will be like, yeah, obviously the books are better than the show.
George, your phoning it in is like Stephen King B tier writing, which is like Dave and Dan double S tier writing. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that is better than they were capable of doing. Notably, when they ran out of books to directly copy things from, the show immediately went off the rails.
Okay, so bring us through that. Bring us through some of that again. All right.
I want to very specifically point some things out here. So, all of these characters will have major impacts on the story. Victorian Greyjoy, Arion Martell, Arrow Hotad, John Connington, and Aaron Damphair are all going to do things that have an impact. Say and do things will impact the story, which is interesting.
Okay, wait.
Because if you told me Aaron Damphair dies in his 3rd chapter in The Winds of Winter, I would be surprised. And if you told me Arion Martell is going to, like, marry young Griff, do nothing, and then get burned in the Kingswood by Daenerys Targaryen and will paint it black place, I would have believed that. I still do, but apparently she's doing things in between then.
Whoa, children!
That's good. Yeah, at a certain point, Arion Martell is going to ask somebody to give me shelter, and they're going to be like, sorry, it's all burnt. Oh, children, it's just a hideaway. But these characters will also importantly figure into the story. Lady Stoneheart, we talked about that in our Trial of Jaime Lannister video.
Yes.
I think that actually gives us some evidence. Young Griff, I think we just covered that pretty well in the Red Door theory video, where young Griff, a Blackfire pretender, will lead to Daenerys's last loss of any of her ideals and maybe a little bit of her sanity as well. But the Tattered Prince, Penny, Brown Ben Plum, the Shavepate, Marwyn the Mage, Darkstar, Jane Westerling all have important parts to play in the story. I want to talk about that. And also, Asha Greyjoy, Euron Greyjoy, we've definitely talked a lot about. Quaithe still has a part to play. So does Rickon Stark and poor Jane Poole. So, what will their contributions to the story be? Because a lot of them, I would have thought, if they did nothing special for the rest of the books, that would have made sense. And we're just close to their endings, and it's a little drawn out, or they're just going to exit the story. Like the Tattered Prince is interesting because I don't know what he has going on there, but the Tattered Prince could absolutely have a secret identity.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hold on. We got to do this methodically, right? We're scientists. Okay. We are investigative journalists here, Zach. This is hard hitting reporting and investigation that you come to this channel for. Zach, let's do them one at a time.
Can you put a banner with news stories underneath, and then one of those giant in the top right corner countdowns that CNN always has happening for some reason? That's why I had to stop watching CNN. Granted, that led to me becoming a New York Times subscriber, which is way better. But every time I'd watch, there'd be this giant clock ticking down to something, and it got more and more asinine. The thing they were counting down to every single time. It's just not everything is like you need to be here. It's counting down.
Hold on.
Get it on election night.
Zach, if you're asking if I can do that in post, the answer is absolutely not. Oh my god. However, I can absolutely draw this in right now while we're talking.
Yes, yeah. We can get rid of our your wonderful Euron Greyjoy as Phoenix right here. Oh no, you keep him there. He's
Yeah,
the anchor. Yeah,
yeah.
start making a TV layup there.
I
Yeah,
got you.
absolutely.
I got you. I got
Okay.
you. Start talking about it. I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah. So what do you want me? Do we want to go very specifically character by character that he listed,
Yes.
and think about where they're going to end up?
Yes. Let's talk specifically about that bottom list of characters that you mentioned.
The ones who are not point of view characters, the like no, important, nonetheless important to the plot. Ones: Stoneheart, Young Griff, Tattered Prince,
Yes.
Penny, Brown Van Plum, Shavepate, Marwyn the Mage, Darkstar, and Jane Westerling. Who we want to start with?
I think that is a
list?
very good idea. Yes.
Okay. Lady Stoneheart. I think we don't have much to say here outside of what we said in the trial of Jaime Lannister. And I guess we're going to have that other video come out first, because I do think like there's a possibility there of like that will be fun. But she might also have a part to play in the Long Night. That's entirely possible, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like Jon Snow, also a fire zombie, but just of a different form. Possibly needing other people to help take on ice zombies. And it also would be kind of neat, right? If Jon Snow and Catelyn Stark, who have, like in the show, they have like a kind of contentious relationship, but in the books, oh boy, is it like way, way worse. Like it's almost kind of overly dramatic how much Cat hates Jon Snow. But like them having to save the world together to like put that to rest, it would actually be kind of beautiful.
I agree wholeheartedly. Right? It's like if we have more Stoneheart stuff, it is going to be she has to have an interaction with Jon at some point, right? That's such an unfinished thing of hers. Okay.
Yeah. If you're going to like finish off like her character arc, like her making peace with the fact that like Jon exists, and potentially her finding out like, oh, you weren't Ned's. Ned never like dishonored me. He was true to me to the end. He was just looking out for his sister. Something that I totally get and would have done as well. And like she has that peace of mind, just maybe not maybe not in a state where peace of mind means much to her. There's some irony in that.
This is a very fun thing that I'm doing right now, by the way.
It is a very fun thing you're doing. After that on the list is Young Griff. And again, I think we don't have too much to say. I think we're both believers in the Blackfire theory, the Fagon theory. And I think we're also both like convinced that he is there narratively to be like a pretty like decent ruler who can give some like peace to the realm, that Daenerys becomes the villain against, and potentially loses the last like idealism that she has, and maybe even goes a little Mad Queen trying to win that war. I think that's where I'm at with what Young Griff's role plays, which obviously is huge for the narrative. So I understand why he has to be on that list, but I don't think it's anything unexpected that Young Griff is playing a huge role.
Yes, he can't not, right?
Yeah, like he is there specifically. Like, he's already invading Westeros. Like he will like almost certainly sit on the throne, and like that in itself hugely changed the political landscape of Westeros, and hugely changes Dany's story, because if she goes to kill another like Lannister pretending to be a Baratheon who has like Cersei and Qyburn surrounding him, like that's that's like, she definitely looks like the better person in that conflict. But she shows up and like there's another Targaryen on the throne who's like competent and good at ruling and is like established some amount of peace. Like she all of a sudden becomes a much darker and more like sinister character just by comparison, right? You came all the way here just to like take a throne that people don't want you to sit on. Yeah, I think that's all like we get out of Young Griff. There is already been covered in our other videos, and by many people's videos and theories. Well, maybe we're wrong. Let me see what you're drawing here.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Nice. Very, very nice. So, the Tattered Prince. Tom, what the fuck is the Tattered Prince going to do?
Oh my god, I love tatters. Can I go? I'm going to stop drawing this god-awful thing that I'm drawing. And I'm going to talk about the Tattered Prince real fast, okay?
Wait, hold on. You should put a counter in the top right of seconds until like hours, minutes, and seconds until Tom gushes about A Dance with Dragons. And then like set it to 0000.
Oh, do you want me to do that in post?
That'd be fun. That'd be funny if you find a way to put a timer up there and then set it from the beginning of the video until right now. That'd be really funny to do that in post. I don't know if you can, but
that would be really funny.
Ahead.
It would also be really funny if right around here. Hold on, let's see. Right in let's say this box right here. I just have the words in Arial font. Lol, I'm not going to do that.
That'd be funny.
No, cat. No, don't crawl on my laptop. Okay, fine. Come here. Hello. Zach, I need to gush about not Dungeons and Dragons, Dances with Dragons and stuff.
Dances with Dragons, my favorite Kevin Spacey film.
Dances with Dragons, my favorite. Oh, I don't know anything.
It's gonna be like it's Kevin Costner.
I don't know anything about Dances with Wolves, so I can't bounce on that joke. I don't know anything about Dirty Dancing with Dragons.
Dirty Dancing with Dragons. Nobody puts Danny in a corner.
Zach, that's a top of the line joke. That's a contender. Oh shit! Nobody puts Danny in a corner. Oh my god! I'm gonna draw that next. The Tattered Prince. Jesus Christ! The Tattered Prince is the leader of the Windblown, which is the sellsword company that everyone's favorite immortal deity, Quentin Martell, joins up with in A Dance with Dragons in an effort to get closer to Meereen. They get to Meereen, and they're in front of Daenerys, and the Windblown has sent a whole bunch of Westerosi ahead to defect and sort of open the gates from the inside, and or secure like an alliance with the Queen so that the whole Windblown can defect. But before the Windblown can do that, Quentin Martell steps up and says, "Aha! I have triple crossed the Windblown. I am actually Quentin Martell. Would you like to get married?" And Daenerys is like, "No." Then Quentin calls the Windblown back after betraying them, by the way. Calls the Windblown back and says, "Hey, will you please help me get these dragons?" And he has this super tense meeting with the Tattered Prince under the Great Pyramid of Meereen before Quentin and a whole bunch of other Windblown, including Kygo Corpse Killer, who has a Valyrian Steel Eric, by the way.
Nice.
Before they go and try to fucking capture dragons like fucking morons. Except that it's implied or explicitly stated, I can't remember, that the Windblown actually wanted to kill the dragons. instead of capturing them, and that they were intending to quadruple cross Quentin Martell. But unfortunately, Quentin Martell and most of the Windblown got flambéed before any of that could happen. So, Zach, who the Sam Hell is the Tattered Prince?
So this is, and this reminds me, you mentioned this in another video, I think, that the Tattered Prince, like, mentions at one point that, like, his outfit is so distinctive that without it, like, people just don't recognize him, and he puts on, like, really, like, generic, like, brown wool clothing, and, like, he can travel incognito. And the second he puts on his distinctive outfit, which is his armor, but is, he takes, like, cloaks from different people that he's killed, and just wraps them around and just has, like, cloth just hanging everywhere, and it's really, like, visually interesting and distinctive, and it's, like, multiple clashing colors. Like, without it, he's just some schmuck, but he also, like, he has silver gray hair, which is fair because he's, like, probably older. He says he's from Pentos, but he speaks classic High Valyrian, not the, like, bastardized Valyrian that they speak in Pentos and other areas around there. So maybe, like, he could just, like, be who, like, he claims to be, just a really good sellsword who, like, worked his way up. But, like, he calls himself the Tattered Prince, which I believe he did refuse the title of the Prince of Pentos, if I'm remembering correctly, so he could go and do more stuff with Windblown.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, Pentos has this tradition where they sometimes behead their princes, and Tatters was like, maybe no, though.
Yeah, I think the prince is basically a figurehead sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when there's a changing of power, it's often, like, they can't just get rid of the prince, they can't just tell him to step down, so they just kill him. And then say, it's time for select a new prince. Which, like, kind of fucked up. But, yeah, that is, like, definitely the smart move. He thought he wouldn't last very long, so he, like, went and made his sellsword company. But apparently he did work for a bunch of other sellsword companies before he made his own. He didn't just, like, jump right into it.
Zach, I was unaware of this CNN clock meme before today, and it is very funny.
Yeah. I didn't even know there's a meme associated with it. But, like, oh yeah, look at that. Yes.
Oh my god, that's so funny, dude. So we're gonna try to do that. Please continue. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's really like, interesting that he, like, has, like, so much more, like, left, according to George R. R. Martin. Like, if he was just there to, like, pass knowledge, like, of, like, everything that's been happening in Meereen and with Quentin and everything there to Tyrion in his, like, sample chapters that are already out, and then, like, he went and died in that battle, I don't think either of us would have, like, said, oh wow, that, like, was an unexpected, like, character termination of a character arc, if that's exactly what happened. But apparently this man has an important role to play.
And that is really interesting to me. Right. Because oh man, like, this feeds into my fear that this story cannot be finished in 2 books.
Yes, I had the same fear, actually. Like, I thought that at some point he'd say, I'm probably going to have to split this into 2 books. The good news is one of them will come out sooner. But, like, no, there was none of that in the blog post. But, like, Barristan Selmy says that, like, if he helps release the Meereenese hostages from the Wise Masters, that he will give the Tattered Prince all of Pentos, or however you pronounce it, as his own to rule. Which, like, most of the time when promises like that are made, like, they're not usually, like, kept, or the characters that make them, like, die, or like the whole thing ends up being pointless. But maybe this will be an instance where like Barristan keeps his word and they help him conquer that kingdom. And he ends up like being a launching off point for Dany's invasion of Westeros.
There's no way, though, right? There's no way that Barristan is actually going to, like, sack Pentos.
Well, maybe Dany, like, because I believe they still do slave trading there. Like, I believe.
No, they don't. Illyrio specifies that, right? They have
it was only Bravos that didn't.
No, in order to maintain trade with Bravos, Pentos had to agree not to do that, not to engage
that's
in
right.
slavery.
They're part of the free cities. They're free because there's no slavery. That's right.
But there is sort of an implication that that they're sort of skirting that a little bit, that they're getting around it with colorful euphemisms, right? Like engaging in explicit wage slavery to get around that regulation.
And also like opening their ports to people who dabble in slavery just on the part of their trip where they don't have the slaves yet, sort of thing, too. Right?
Yeah.
Like you can come here and do your business as long as you don't have slaves here on your ships. But that doesn't mean you can't be a slaver.
Zach, do we like this joke? Is this fine?
Let's see.
Is this fine?
Time to the winds of winter, yeah. I can't believe it's only 9,999 minutes away. 526,600 minutes.
Okay, so Tatters is weird enough. Does Tatters have a secret identity? Is Tatters like... Is Tatters Garyon?
Maybe, but
Tatters Blackfire?
If he was a
I don't know.
Targaryen or something like that. Good news by that timer you put up there, Tom. We're like a week away.
Okay, all right, Zach, move us to the next one. Because we are inside of a tangent inside of a video right now.
Tattered Prince is such a left field, huh?
Yeah, that's so weird, dude.
Penny was the next important character.
I am full on, dude. I thought that Penny was going to die very early in the Winds of Winter. However, this makes me think that Penny is going to accompany them back to Westeros and that Tyrion is going to accidentally kill Penny somehow.
Interesting.
And that is going to add to his villain arc. Does Tyrion drown Penny in a river of shit at Casterly Rock?
He has Penny go down to set the thing off, thinking that she'll be able to escape because she's like acrobatic, right? That's her thing. She's very deft and talented in that regard. Thinking if anybody can make it out alive, it's her, and then she doesn't. And he sent her on a mission that he downplayed the dangers of, and she died as a result.
Yeah, could be. Could be. Yeah. But I think it's more likely that it will be Tyrion's actions and agency that kills Penny. And I don't think that Penny is going to have much agency in that. Penny is very much Penny is an innocent in Tyrion's story. She doesn't do much. All the terrible things that have happened to her have been because of the Lannisters, and she has never tried to do... She has really never tried to do anything. Except for that one scene in Dance where she tried to stab Tyrion when she first saw him. She has never tried to do anything. I wonder what will become of her in Tyrion's upcoming chapters.
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I don't know all that much. Penny's not somebody I don't reread Dance a lot like you do.
I love Dance. I'll fight anybody. It's great.
And that's I like all the books. I should note that. But yeah, it's interesting that like Penny seems such like a character there to like contrast what like Tyrion could have been, like, right? He is super like moody and upset, but he remembers also being like young and innocent in love with Taisha, and now he's like bitter, resentful, and like darkly ambitious. And Penny is like sort of there to show him like she is much happier in spite of having accomplished much less, having like focused on much less, and not really like having any battle scars, despite the fact she has gone through horrible things.
Yeah, her
like
brother's dead.
Was beheaded. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's able to have a better, like, happier life than Tyrion is.
So here's something I know about Penny. Penny is going to be real sad at the beginning of the Winds of Winter. Because, to my knowledge, she does not yet fully know that her dog and pig are dead. I don't think that was explained to her in Dance. I think that Tyrion is still hiding it from her. Though I could be wrong about that. Is this going to work? That sure doesn't look good, but we're going to do it anyway. Ah!
So Brown Ben Plum.
Flippin' Brown Ben Plum. I hate this guy. Brown Ben Plum is the leader of the other sellsword company, right? The one that partnered with Daenerys, but then turned their cloaks when it became clear that Daenerys was going to lose the city to the advancing army. They left and abandoned her. What the heck is the name of their sellsword company? Somebody tell me in the comments.
Look it up.
Zach, you're decreasing our engagement.
Everybody commented anyways and say, Zach, I beat you to
it. Zach, what you need to do is you need to look it up, but then say something wrong. Say the wrong sellsword company so that everybody in the comments gets mad about it. Oh, my dad is.
Brown Ben Plum, by the way, is the captain and commander of the Third Daughters.
The Third Daughters, that's right. The Third Daughters.
Yes,
they're a Westerosi sellsword company.
Yes, so a Westerosi sellsword company. Their logo is a broken hammer on a black flag.
Thank you.
But the broken hammer is also black, so you have to trust that it's there.
You really got to squint.
Yeah.
Thank you for cleaning that up, Zach. That means a lot.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Ben's mother is Dothraki. His grandmother was half Ebenese and half Cohoric.
Come and get it. Well, never mind.
Are we using the intro from the other video, or are we just trashing that one?
No, this is a tangent inside that video. We are going to use that.
The rest of the video?
Yeah, we're going to use that intro and continue the other video where we left off.
No way, we can't do that.
Why can't we do that? No one's stopping us, Zach.
Because then we can get two videos out of one recording session instead of one.
The ducks at the park are free.
Ducks at the park are free.
Yeah, you can just take them.
Don't want you to know this.
Yeah.
But
no, Zach, you're not understanding, right? So we have I'm not cutting any of this argument, by the way.
Excellent.
The intro, we had an intro at the beginning of this. Also, all of this looks terrible. We had an intro at the beginning of this. We had technical difficulties, so we paused the recording. Then, in the middle of that pause, Zach came back with news. And at the end of this recording, Zach, at the end of this video, we're going to close the parenthetical, and then we're going to pick up the other video where we left off. And this parenthetical is going to be one video, and then we're going to have another video.
Okay, excellent. I thought you were saying this would all be one absurdly long video, and that we can only save that for next month when we celebrate 500 subscribers by ranking every single Star Trek Voyager episode because we know that's what you all want.
And now I get to meme on you a little bit, Zach. I am going to push this video to the front of the queue.
Shoot, you go censor the thing where I said
yeah, we can't talk about Zach. We can't talk about in this video because this video is going up before the video.
Because this one is like news we should put out immediately. Like honestly, like as soon as it's done rendering, go censor that phrase that we just uttered multiple times, and every time we say makes it more difficult for you. And then like upload it pronto. Yeah, for sure.
All right, Zach, what else we got?
On that list, and we can tease that we solved the Ibbenese Ligma joke, and then people are going to have to be like, oh man, I need to wait at least 2 more videos to figure out what that is.
Yeah, and they don't know. We just might keep pushing that video.
We could, yeah, for quite some time.
Yeah. Nothing's stopping us, Zach. The ducks at the park are free.
The ducks at the park are free. I have 20 of them in my house. The Shavepate.
Oh, God.
It's got to be important.
Important to you, George, not important to anybody else. Is this what ducks look like?
Let's see a drawing of a duck. Yeah, that's close. It's more of a goose. It's actually, it looks like the protagonist of Untitled Goose Game. Which, by the way, is a little bullshit. They gave it a title. This and other jokes stolen from Mega 64.
Zach, is now finally the time to talk about the Untitled Spruce Game?
No.
Is this the time?
Well, this maybe some other day.
Is this the time, Zach? Can we do it?
We'll save it. There's got to be a more relevant video, right? We'll save it when we talk about the Children of the Forest.
Okay. All right. I want you to know that I've been waiting for the opportunity.
Fair.
Okay, Zach, keep going. Who are we on? Shavepate. So Shavepate had this whole coup plot with Barristan in Dance, which would have been compelling if it had been about characters that I cared about, right? It was very fun and interesting, and some cool like political chicanery on the part of Barristan Selmy. Barristan Selmy and Skaha Shavepate together take down Hizdar's Olarak, and it was really cool. And then in like right after their coup, in one of the last scenes in Dance, I think it's the last scene of Barristan's second to last chapter. We see the dragons out the window of Hizdar's Hizdar's apartment.
It's also like considered likely that he poisoned the locusts as like a double like genius setup, knowing that Dany would be unlikely to eat them, but knowing that they would find out they're poisoned anyways, so that he could accuse Hizdar of being the Harpy. And the Shavepate might also be the Harpy, but there's other people who believe that Hizdar is the Harpy, which we don't know explicitly for sure. There's a lot of like mystery shenanigans and chicanery, as you said, going on in Meereen. And we don't really know exactly where the Shavepate lands in his like allegiance, other than he doesn't like Hizdar.
I have heard this before, right? I have heard a whole bunch of people who are not Hizdar Zolorak poison the locust before, okay? But the problem with that is so unimaginably dangerous to put those in front of Dany if she is not your intended target.
True, but there could be other people who wanted to poison Dany. But yes, whole like wine in front of me thing. It's also possible, like we think because the poison like it just makes strong Belos really sick. It's just because strong Belos is like basically Homer Simpson, but in A Song of Ice and Fire. So he can eat something.
I don't watch bad
grossly. He can eat something grossly poisonous and just be like, ooh, I don't feel so good. It's entirely possible he used a like low dosage poison or like something that just reacts to your body that way to make Danny think that she had been like surviving a poisoning attempt. It's hard to tell. We don't like have like forensics on this shit. So I've heard a lot of different like theories with the poisoned locusts.
Okay, granted. All right, who else?
On our list here, or like people who may have poisoned the locusts.
Let's go for our list here, please.
Good. Marwyn the Mage.
Oh my god, my boy! I've been waiting for this one. Good old Marwyn Targaryen. Marwyn Brightflame.
Marwyn Brightflame.
Yeah. Zach, I'd like to point out before we move into this that I have drawn a Goose.
Let me see. Oh gosh, yeah, you did do that. You did indeed draw a Goose.
It's a Goose.
Untitled Goose game.
Zach, I'm getting better at drawing. We could return to the Untitled Spruce game.
No. Well, you know, I would have to like put some considerations out there, but like that's a conversation worth having.
Have you considered? And I know that like this is something that you and I like sort of disagree on sometimes. Have you considered fuck them?
Fuck who specifically? The Untitled Spruce?
No. That's not what I meant. All right, now we can never talk about it.
We've teased it too much.
Nope. I'm gonna scrub it from the record.
The half of this video is going to be censored, and you're like, "Wow, they really are naming locations."
Can't the Fry meme can't tell if they're naming places or naming swords. Fuck you! That joke was excellent!
Laughing is not picking up.
Fuck you!
Oh, that's really good.
Fuck you, that was really good, you piece of shit. Marwyn the Mage is on the way from Old Town to Meereen. By the way, that is one of the pieces in the parenthetical game that we are currently playing.
One of the pieces in the parenthetical game?
Yes, the game we are inside a parenthetical, just in case you haven't been keeping track at home. We are inside of a parenthetical tangent video within an experimental format theory video. Marwyn the Mage traveling to Meereen is part of that.
Oh, the video we're about to record after we finish this one?
No, the video we're in the video we have taken a break recording in the middle. I'm not throwing out that 4-minute intro we had earlier, Zach. It's going to be amazing.
Fair. Yes, the one we started. We're going to in media res it. Yeah.
We now return to your broadcast day.
Yes. Correct.
Marwyn the Mage is kind of awesome, I think.
Marwyn the Mage is like he knew Mary Mazdur. He's traveled the world. He like seems to imply there's a Grand Maester conspiracy. He toured he opened up for Metallica once. Dude's got a stellar history.
Yeah, my God, that man has quite a resume. I heard he showed up at the Wall, played 3 sets of songs from The Who, and then just left.
Yeah, he's real fascinating guy. Yeah, he has done a little bit of everything. He got Like he was on an episode of Kitchen Nightmares, but like was a really experimental one where he actually like traveled into Gordon Ramsay's head and gave him nightmares that took place in a kitchen.
You know, Zach, all the bits don't have to land.
Although I like the idea of Marwyn the Mage using a glass candle to fuck with Gordon Ramsay specifically.
Oh, Zach, I didn't get the joke, but now I do, and now it's funny. Kitchen Nightmares. Actual nightmares.
A kitchen nightmare on Elm Street.
And your Metallica joke was Enter Sandman.
Oh, I didn't even intend for there to be a joke there. That's actually genius.
Yay, I contributed. That's a good joke. That's an 8.5 joke. That's pretty good, Zach.
Excellent.
So I love talking about Marwyn the Mage because if anyone is a big fan of the books, I know that we're all fans of the books, but if you're a big fan of the books and you like rereading them, go.
Nobody in our comment section has ever read the books.
I know this is fair, but I'm talking to me while I'm editing. Tom, while you're editing, stop what you're doing. Go look at the PDF that I know is on your computer and reread Sam's last chapter in A Feast for Crows, where he talks to Marwyn the Mage. Because, dude, there's so much dragon imagery in that conversation. It is Marwyn, Sam, Alaras, and Pate, who is actually a faceless man. Zach,
yes.
There are 3 Targaryens in that conversation. Because there's Marwyn, there's Alaras, and they're talking about Daenerys. I am actually committed to this theory now.
They name drop Aemon Targaryen, too.
There's 4! You're right, there's 4! They do talk about Aemon Targaryen.
Also, Pate's Targaryen.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. I forgot about that. He is a Targaryen through Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He is Pate is the bastard child of Robert Baratheon and Quaithe, who is time-traveling Daenerys. Quaithe, before going to give Dany all this advice, was just like, man, I know from having traveled in time that Robert got around. I wonder if he was any good in bed. I'm just gonna on my list of things to do before I have to talk to Dany to set the timeline correct. I'm gonna go fuck King Robert.
It's just a nightmare.
And she did, and then had to give birth to Pate.
Oh my god!
She named him after the pig boy.
I want to die.
I can't wait for this. Somebody's going to submit that to the Bastards of Bobby B poll.
Oh yeah, because it was supposed to be the case that this video comes out after the last submission deadline, but now I guess that's pushed back another cycle.
Yeah, that gets pushed back another cycle because we're dropping this one immediately.
Yes, correct. So I hope you're excited. You have one more video to submit a baby of Robert Baratheon. Yeah, but it won't be in the description of this video. I'm not going to put it there.
Yeah, you can look at the next video or the previous one.
Yeah. Actually, no, you have to look at the next video.
Yes, correct. You have to watch the next video. Yes. What the hell is Marwyn doing? What the hell is Marwyn doing in the story?
Dude, I have no
besides
clue.
He's such a wild card. I thought my theory is that he gets his dick bit off, and now it seems like it's going to be way more substantial than that.
Right? He's going to get what is he to the story?
I thought he was just going to he was going to show up and be like, hey, Dany, there's a bunch of people vying to keep you out of power, but you can trust me. And really, he's just trying to get access to dragons for his own purposes. And Dany's going to see right through him, and he's going to die. And then she's going to be like, wow, but he's probably right. There's a bunch of people I can't trust in Westeros, and I couldn't even trust him. And that's the first seeds of Dany's disillusionment with the people she's supposed to rule over, which would be a perfect setup for the Red Door theory. Dany will lose any last good intentions as she gets closer and closer to taking the Iron Throne and then holding it.
But, Zach, this is all thrown out of whack by George Martin saying Marwyn will be a major character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
What do you mean, George? What do you mean Marwyn will be a major character? I tried to draw the wall in the background, but I think I accidentally drew Pink Floyd cover art.
No, that looks like the wall.
Oh, thank you. That's Pink Floyd cover art. Got him.
Yeah, Pink Floyd cover. Yeah, that was the joke.
Oh.
Correct.
Oh,
it does look like the wall in both like the Pink Floyd sense and in the Song of Ice and Fire sense. So
okay.
Kudos.
Thank you. That's kind of you. Why is Marwyn, Zach, is the question. Why is Marwyn?
Why Marwyn?
I don't know. I got no idea. I do not have a good answer to this question.
I'm genuinely lost as to what his role to play is.
Maybe.
Unless, maybe he becomes like an advisor to Dany and actually betrays her, like, and that like helps her lose like another like sliver of her sanity, right? Like somebody who like came all this way, set me up with some actual genuinely good advice, was lying to me this whole time. That could like happen, I guess.
Does he perhaps play the role that that Varys played in the show?
I could see that a lot. Yeah, I could see that very well. He plays the role Varys played. He's basically her master of whispers. Later, he realizes which way like the winds are blowing, and like realizes like I need to take down Daenerys. She's like a PR disaster. Also, there's like somebody with a better claim on the like Iron Throne. Like he's the one who pieces together that Jon's Targaryen. And then I think like instead of him sending out the letter, like I thought like I didn't mention this, and I should have in the Red Door theory. I believe that like Varys like calling Dany's legitimacy into question was merged with Barristan like declaring, perhaps to a small group of people, like or like sending letters to a few important leaders instead of like, you know, everybody like Varys does in the dumbest like way possible. Being like, hey, I'm starting to think that Jon is the legitimate king. Because Barristan is like a Rhaegar Targaryen simp. So like the idea that he would like find Rhaegar's last living kid and be like, I need to get this guy on the throne makes a lot of sense to me. So maybe like he declares to like a small group of people, like, hey, Jon's the real king, and then Dany like finds out and burns Barristan alive. Could be done. But like
Zach,
now I'm thinking Marwyn is part of that equation, right?
I kind of buy that, Zach. Actually,
yeah. Barristan's the one who says we need to put Jon on the throne, but maybe now Marwyn is like part of that like conversation as well. Maybe Marwyn and Barristan, like I could see them not getting along because Marwyn's like the exact kind of person that Barristan would not trust. That maybe it is the case that they will like have like I guess we like actually agree on something for once. For different reasons, we both believe Jon Snow needs to rule, and Barristan is like, I will like say it out loud, and Marwyn's like, I don't know if that's the best method, but like go for it, and then they both get burned alive. That's possible.
I kind of like it actually.
Yeah.
You know what, okay. Zach? I actually kind of like it.
Oh, all right. I think that's plausible enough. Is that a dragon coming out of the moon?
Yes.
The moon, like, very nice, very nice.
You know I love me some Lucifer means Lightbringer.
Yes.
That human being and his crazy shit.
Yes. Tom Darkstar. Darkstar is an important character.
Oh my god, no he's not.
Is he going to introduce Westeros to the music of Linkin Park?
I know, like, he stabbed a kid, dabbed on all the haters, and then booked it out of the plot.
He did. He chopped a kid's ear off and then said, "These wounds, they will not heal," and then disappeared.
Was he betrothed to Marcella?
Darkstar? No, I don't. No, Tristan is betrothed.
Right. So it was Tristan who said, "Cut my wife into pieces."
Cut my wife into pieces. This is my last resort. Maybe she will die by poisoning, and then he'll say suffocation, no breathing.
Is this why you're here? Is this why everyone's still watching? Zach,
There are people who are here for the meminess, for sure. Like, they can't, like, if people are just here for the theories, like, we'd be done by now.
Thank you for watching.
Yes.
You crazy motherfuckers. Darkstar is like the world's biggest edgelord. What the fuck could he possibly be up to?
At one point, he was a lover of Ariane Martell, but like, fucking, you know what? I'm not gonna make that joke.
My God, Zach, this whole thing, this whole discussion implies that George Martin has spent the last 11 years adding new plots.
No, Tom, this means that we're gonna still be in Meereen in the Winds of Winter.
Oh my God!
Right? Like, it's not. Well, the Winds of Winter is not gonna start with Dany being like, "That's enough Meereen shit."
Can we talk about how this dragon right here looks fucking truly phenomenal?
This dragon right here. Let's see. My wife in. That's a very good dragon.
It's like a side view, and both of its wings are flapping down. So Darkstar, the edgiest Dane, the sword of the evening, I guess. Does Darkstar have Dawn? That's the only thing that I can think to make him relevant, right? Darkstar has Dawn.
Darkstar has Dawn. That's like a possibility. Like, there is something there with, like, he used to be lovers with Arianne, but like, fucking so is Aerys Oakheart. He's currently cut in half. Like, I wonder who has the record in the Song of Ice and Fire novels, besides Robert, for, like, most named sexual partners, or just most sexual partners in general. I wonder who fucks the most in Westeros. Is it Cersei?
Well, I would. That's actually a good question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Zach, how do you do the shruggy face? Is it like, I think it's like this? Something like that?
That's good. Yeah, it's
good. That'll do.
Yeah.
I love Darkstar, like, as a concept, but we haven't seen him do a damn thing. My God, Zach, I'm so excited. This update alone has me spinning new theories. Where's Darkstar going?
What, like Darkstar? If Darkstar just, like, appeared again to die, like, he could have served his whole narrative purpose, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, like, I had been expecting Darkstar to show up dead somewhere, right? I had been expecting him to be a loose end that got cut. And maybe this shows a flaw in my, like, writing experience, right? But I had been expecting George to remove him from the story. He showed up he was a very, very minor character who showed up to cause discord between the Lannisters and the Martells, and more importantly, the Lannisters and House Kane, who will be important. And then I had expected him to, like I had expected his corpse to be mailed to Cersei at some point.
Yeah.
But I guess he is going to show up in future chapters, which is very interesting. Zach, who's after Darkstar?
After Darkstar on our list of people in this blog post by George R. Martin is Jane Westerling.
Well, we kind of know that at this point. Oh my God! Thank goodness we've come back into the realm of sanity. We know that Jane Westerling is going after other recent updates. We know that Jane Westerling is going to play an important role.
She's going to be, at the very least, she's in the very first chapter. So she is going to either die herself or witness somebody else die. I doubt it's her point of view, but it's also possible that she's pregnant, but it's not entirely like we don't have direct confirmation. It's just the timeline could work out.
I can't help but think here, Jane Westerling is not important. Has not been important in the last 2 books, outside of being referenced as Robb's wife. She could just end up being like another character, right? Like Podrick. Just a character who has her own sets of developments and does her own interesting things. But actually, I kind of buy that, actually. Where she just resents her family and like she's in the Westerlands, right? Who could she meet up with in the Westerlands?
There he is.
Hello?
What happened?
Hello?
Hello?
Zach, have I lost you?
Hello? I'm here.
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah.
Can you still see my screen?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still recording. Well, it's fine. I don't think it matters. We're almost done.
Yeah, actually, it's not like you were pointing out evidence there. You're just drawing things. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Jane
just
Westerling.
I was just chatting idly about Jane Westerling. Who could she interact with in the Westerlands?
Well, I mean, my theory is that whole crew is going to get kidnapped by Lady Stoneheart, and that she will be there for the trial of Jaime Lannister. She might even give birth not long afterwards. All sorts of interesting things could happen. If she's pregnant, of course, which she may or may not be.
Well, I actually referenced while you were off disconnecting.
You're the one disconnected.
What you talking about?
I was in the chat the whole time.
I never left the call.
Wait, I never left the call. That's weird. Discord's doing some funky ass shit.
The call was coming from inside the server. Whoa. I was speculating. What could be happening, right? What she is only referenced in Feast and Dance as being Robb's wife. And then I said, well, it could be the case that she's pregnant, but it could also be the case that she is just resentful of her family and resentful of the Lannisters and just becomes a character in and of herself with her own like thoughts and desires. Kind of like Podrick. Podrick is started out defined by his relationship to other characters, but is now his own character. I could see Jane Westerling being something similar, just like becoming like a die-hard Brotherhood Without Banners person.
It's true. That could happen.
Yeah. She doesn't need to be pregnant to be interesting.
That's true.
Or
okay,
she could
that's
be pregnant.
that list. That's that list. I do want to jump down to Yara Greyjoy is not Asha Greyjoy. We've talked a little bit about where we think Asha Greyjoy is going to go. I don't know if we have any updates for that or if that expands our thoughts on it. I think she has a lot to do in the North still. I think she, another character who might potentially be pregnant. But, like, she has stuff to do in the North, and then she has stuff to do when she gets back to the Iron Islands. I'm pretty sure.
Yara Greyjoy is not Asha Greyjoy. Is Yara Greyjoy going to kill Euron?
Yeah, Asha Greyjoy killing Euron is a possibility. That'd be fun. And He does say HBO's Euron Greyjoy is way, 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 way different from mine.
And I'm just going to go ahead and do one of these. Circle that finger.
Yeah. Circle the finger.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's going in. And then Quaithe still has a part to play. Tom, who the hell is Quaithe?
As we have established, Quaithe is Shiera Seastar, who is time-traveling Daenerys, who is time-traveling Bran.
And also Ashara Dayne. Yes.
No, Ashara Dayne is Darkstar.
Of course, yes, correct. I'm so sad Quaithe died of Legba. Who the hell is Quaithe?
Wait, Zach, hold the phone here for a second. Would you please look up on the interwebs for me right now? Yeah. Go to Darkstar's page, please.
Gerald, I was just there. Actually, I'm still there.
Does it have a birth date?
Born between 270 and 274 AC.
What?
After Conquest. Somewhere between. Let's get an event that happened in 270.
My man is 28.
Man, I can't believe I'm older than Gerald Dane.
My man is 28? I thought that this fucking edgy Linkin Park ass motherfucker, I thought that this sad emo boy listening to Billie Eilish in his room crying, I thought that this motherfucker was 16.
It's not a phase, Mom, but he was right.
Oh my god, he's the guy who continues to wear the Kingdom Hearts pants like to work.
Yes, correct.
I don't know how hard I can dunk on those guys. This man
still owns a PSP.
I don't know how hard I can dunk on those guys. I do have like a whole box of cosplay stuff downstairs.
This guy has opinions about Danganronpa games.
Oh, that's a good joke. This guy has a hentai games list.
All right, look, don't start dunking on me, but we're dunking on
Zach, is that our show?
No, we have more people on this list.
Damn it!
Rickon Stark.
Oh, dude. This does imply that we won't get a Rickon POV, which does kind of suck.
Yeah, well, so some characters you saw on the show are quite different than the versions of the novels, so that's not the, not POV ones. This is a separate thought. So it's possible that we do get a Rickon POV. It would be, it would suck if we don't, but, it also is probably, likely we don't. But, what's Rickon up to? He's on Skagos.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming back with Davos. Davos is on his way to rescue him right now.
What if but there's, allegedly there's unicorns in Skagos? What if he rides a unicorn?
Yeah, dude. Have we talked about the unicorns on Skagos before?
No.
George Martin loves to add, historically extinct animals into his worlds, like direwolves.
Yeah.
And the actual fucking dinosaurs on Thorios.
Yes.
It is widely speculated, and having read it, I fucking absolutely agree. It is widely speculated that the unicorns on Skagos are actually a real world, past 50,000 years extinct mammal, like a woolly rhino.
Oh man, Rickon warging into a woolly rhinoceros and tearing up some others. Man.
And dude,
sorry, go for it.
No, that's just fucking awesome, right? That's just fucking awesome.
And the only other character mentioned as being like notable here is Jane Poole. I don't know what more role she has to play after she's been rescued by Theon, other than to be like Theon's like beginning of his redemption arc. Although the fact she does have more of a role to play, is good, because then her character's a little less one note, which I think is going to be like, I would love to see her be a more dynamic, interesting character. I just don't know how that presents itself.
I think I have a couple.
Okay.
I actually started working on a Jane Poole theory, but then I sort of abandoned it because there wasn't all that much to go on. I think that it's reasonable to suppose that she will act either as a dark mirror for Sansa or as a dark mirror for Arya, because she represents things about both of them that they used to be and or believe. And she represents an individual who has had those stripped of her like them, just like Arya and Sansa. So I wonder if she will have a part to play in the reunification of Arya and Sansa. As you may recall, in the Bad Dragon show, there is something of a tiff, something of a spat between Arya and Sansa. Zach, did I lose you again? Okay, my computer did one of those things where all of the buttons along the bottom flash. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
So I wonder if, number one, that occurrence will also occur in the books. I tend to think that it will, because it does seem like the kind of thing that George would write, and it also seems fucking wild for Dave and Dan to pull it out of their own brains, because it didn't make any sense. And I wonder if Jane Poole will play a role in reconciling them. I wonder if for a lot of the back half of Winds of Winter, after Arya is back and Arya and Sansa are both in Winterfell, having this power struggle through the winter while they're freezing and starving, I wonder if Jane Poole will have a role to play in putting their pieces back together.
I can see that. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
And then it's also possible that she gets eaten by ice zombies. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, the book ends with everybody, including the reader, being eaten by an ice zombie. So
wow. That's Zach, I get to talk about this now. That's related to the plot of In the Mouth of Madness, the Sam Neill movie.
Nice.
Have you watched it yet?
No, I have not. I recommended it to you and I didn't watch it myself.
It's so good. It's so good and awful and great.
I heard the plot summary or a rough outline of the beginning of it. And, that sounds like something Tom would enjoy. And it seems like I was correct.
It's very good.
But I've not actually watched it myself yet.
It's very good. It's Lovecrafty in the way that many people don't think of Lovecrafty, with the otherization of all of the people around you.
And you watched the whole Apocalypse trilogy, right?
Yeah.
And I think you enjoyed all of them, so that's a good trilogy out there.
Yeah. If I was to rank them, I would say bottom to top, Prince of Darkness, then In the Mouth of Madness, then The Thing. Not that Prince of Darkness is bad, it's just a real slow burn. Though the ending, I think, is truly fantastic. And there's a couple of scenes in that movie that are some of the most cosmically scary things I've ever seen in my life. In Prince of Darkness. Anyway, back to this other Lovecraft story we're talking about.
Yes. The only other thing of note in this blog post is that he says, not all characters survived until the end of Game of Thrones will survive until the end of A Song of Ice and Fire. Not all characters who died on a Game of Thrones will die in A Song of Ice and Fire. I think this legitimizes my Ed Tollett's going to make it out fine theory. is having a lot more evidence now. And I also think the Tormund will die aspect of the membership theory has some extra credence to it.
I think that this adds to, oh my god, this is a great piece of evidence, right? Because we can use this piece of evidence in any theory we want.
Yep. I would like now saying this is what happened on the Bad Dragon show is a substantially weaker piece of evidence than it ever has been.
Yeah.
I still think there's things like, I think broad strokes are very similar, but like the specific details could be completely different.
Now, Zach, this is what happened on the Bad Dragon show is an argument that we only need to worry about when we want to.
Yes. You can say, well, this is part of the part. George R. R. Martin said some parts are going to be the same and some parts are going to be different, and we know exactly which ones. This part's going to be the same. Trust me. Dead
Tyrion drowned in Casterly Rock. Go watch the Plumber Theory video.
Yes. Dead Marwyn, dead Tormund. Go watch the membership theory.
If you're on this channel, you must have already watched the membership theory. Go watch it again.
There are more people who have watched the couple theories, like the Two Queens theory. There are probably people who are wondering why the hell our fan base is called membership. And it's because that was the first video to pop off.
Boy, howdy, do I have good news for you. Go watch that video. Oh my god. All right, Zach. Is that our show?
I think that is our show. I think that's everything from that blog post I wanted to talk about. I will scroll back up to the top and make sure there wasn't anything else wild in there. He said, the wall sprang for his visit to Hadrian's Wall in 1981. That's
that's
pretty
neat.
He goes in some of the historical parallels that are in there. War of the Roses inspired much of Game of Thrones. I wanted to talk about that at some point. Red Weddings, a mashup of the Glencoe Massacre and the Black Dinner from Scottish history, taken up to 11. But for every instance like that, there's 100 for which I have to say I don't know. One day the thought just came to me. It wasn't there, then it was.
I feel that, dude.
Yeah, I feel that a lot. He says the ancient Greeks, Freud, big influences. So now we know other things to pull from our future theory videos. But I do like him talking about the writing process in this blog post. I think we should link it in the description. Just because as someone who also writes fiction, as I've mentioned before, I write a lot of fiction. Tom does as well, just at different forms. I write on the SCP Wiki. I know somebody got really excited when we made an SCP reference at one point. I have articles on there. I get how difficult the writing process can be. I'm currently busting my ass to do something really special for the 7,000 contest. Hopefully it pans out.
Wait, Zach, can we talk about your SCPs? Or are we waiting for people to guess? Please put in the comments below which 5 SCPs you think are Zach's.
Yeah, I'm an author with some pretty successful articles. I'm not one of the GOAT all-time famous authors, but it would be if you read a lot of SCP articles of you are really knowledgeable on that, it would be surprising to me if you've never run into one of my articles. If you've read a couple hundred of them, you probably have read at least one of mine.
And I'll take the opposite side of this position. Zach is literally the best SCP author that has ever written. You know all those fucking cowards in the first 1,000? Yeah, they can't hold a candle. You stack them up next to each other, and longtime readers of the SCP Wiki all fucking agree that there's not even any point in having those early articles on the wiki anymore since Zach started writing. It just doesn't. It's just nonsensical that other people are even allowed to write. And the truth is between those two.
If you've only ever read in the 1s and 2s, you probably have not read any of my works. But if you read 3, 4, 5, especially 5, 6 a little bit, and soon to be 7. You'll have read some books. So you can take a look and try and find me. It's out there. I did notably name a character after myself, so maybe there's a way to find me that way. But you only have my first name to go off of. Like, it's a pretty common fucking first name.
Zach, we need to stop issuing challenges to the internet.
I'm going to stop issuing challenges to the internet. My name, by the way, is Zach's just a code name I use here. My actual name's Barack Obama. Really common name.
Yes, and Tom is just a cover as well. My full name is Zach. I was about to say your full name, but I decided I probably shouldn't.
My home address is this, and my social security.
Zach, say goodbye.
Goodbye.